What's going on, everybody? I am going to be talking about how to tell the age of your parakeet and the gender of your parakeet. So these are a couple pictures of my own parakeet here, as Carl. And yeah, so what you want to look at is a couple of things you want to look at. You want to look at the lines on their head, the cere here, and these little spots there here on their cheeks. And it might not make too much sense right now while as I'm explaining everything, but it will when I show you examples and all that stuff. I have zoomed in on that picture, so the first thing to look at here is the lines on their head, their forehead here. So as you can see, my parakeet has lines all the way down. All the way down. There's a little line right here. You can see there's a little line right here, all the way down to his cere. So that is before the first molt. So all of this is before the first molt. Have they molted or not? And that's, you cannot tell the gender until they have molted. So the next thing you are going to look at is the spots on their cheeks. So as you can see, the spots on him, it's around kind of half circles. See what I'm saying here? And then little bitty guys here. On both sides. I have a picture of the other side, but it's the same on both sides. So they have round half circles here, not full circles. That's how you can tell that it hasn't had his first molt yet. And then the next thing that you're going to want to look at is their eye. So as you can see, my bird here has, using freaking black there on a black eye. So as you can see, my bird has a very slight color here on the outside of their eye. Just very slight. You can see it, but you can't really see it. The next thing we're going to be talking about is how to know what their gender is. So the way that you tell by their gender is by the color of their cere. It might be pronounced cere. It just, I don't know. Cere. It's spelt cere, so cere. So cere. Now, you cannot tell the gender of your bird before their first molt. That's why it kind of like, have they molted yet? And then what is their gender? And my bird hasn't molted yet, so there's no real definitive way to tell what their gender is, what his gender is. But it just kind of depends on what you want to believe. Again, do some research, look up what it says and all that kind of stuff. A place says that because his cere is blue under here and the edges are white. Also, there's some stuff in his nose. It was just some debris. I got it right out. As soon as I saw this, I got it. I went and looked at him, and sure enough, it was there, and I got it out. So don't worry about that. I know it's kind of gross and kind of horrible to look at. There's just something in his nose. But because this part down here is blue and up here is white, they say that's the looks of a early female. But there's no real way to tell until they've molted. Now, since I don't have any pictures of my own birds to show the difference between the genders, I'm going to show you some pictures, and you'll be able to kind of visualize the difference between a young bird and an older bird, and a male and a female. So I've just Googled some pictures, parakeet up here. This is the first one that comes up. So the way that you can tell the gender of your bird is by the cere. Now, a couple other things too, but mainly by the cere if they are a mature bird. So if it is a male, it'll be a dark blue or a purple cere. And if it's a female, it'll be, like I said, it could be light blue like this, but I'm not so sure about that. So but it'll be either yellow with some black spots, which it kind of looks like this guy has here. I think there's a picture around here. The colors of female parakeets are yellow with the spots, and then pink and brown. So this one is pink, as you can see, and then brown. This one is starting to turn brown. This one is kind of a tan, kind of whitish brown, and that's kind of how you can tell the female. Now males will have either dark blue, like this guy here, or purple ceres, kind of like these fellows here. They're kind of purple, but they're more so pink. Here, this is a nice picture of a. Oh my goodness, his feathers look. Oh my goodness. Huh. You can see his cere is purple, but his eyes are black and he doesn't have the circles. So I'm not so sure about this picture because a purple cere like this, a bright purple like this, kind of doesn't seem right, considering that the rest of them looks like it's not a developed male yet, so it wouldn't be purple. So I'm not so sure about that. Another way you can tell the gender of your bird is by the way that they act, their behavior. So female parakeets, I'm not so sure around the ages of all this. Female parakeets will bite you really hard. When they bite you, they're using their strength of their beak to bite you. Depending on where they bite you, if they bite you on the fingers, you know, and you have pretty, you know, normal skin, I suppose, it'll just hurt. It will make you bleed, but nothing that'll make you even have to go get a band-aid. You know, it'll stop bleeding within a couple minutes, and it'll definitely hurt when it bites you. So a female will bite you very hard because females are the more aggressive of the two, because they're kind of territorial and all this other stuff, but they'll always bite you really hard. Males are really friendly. They kind of have to live with other guys and kind of this whole thing, so they'll just kind of bite you just a little bit. It won't hurt. Hardly ever they'll bite you and try and hurt you. They'll just kind of nibble a little bit. It won't hurt. Another thing is how loud they are. So males will be very loud. They will sing all day, depending on their age. My bird doesn't sing as much. He just kind of chirps. He does some little clicks and he squawks and all that, you know. Another thing is that males will mimic speech considerably better than any female probably will. They're just, you know, pretty good talkers, and they'll mimic things. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I taught you a couple things, and I'll see you next time.